Slam Pigs podcast. We are back. Mike, speaking of back, Michael. Yes, as advertised for the past couple weeks here on the channel. Welcome back to the show. Back to normal. I wish it was under better circ. We had a whole other outlook going into the show, celebrating 500 subscribers, 499 now. But yeah, you're back. Obviously, everybody knows the news. It just hit like 2 hours before we went on. But what's going on, man? How you been? And welcome back.
Been good. Same old, doing the daddy thing. Still watching my wrestling. But other than that, same old shit. Glad to be back, though.
Good. And before we get back, we have two very special guests to celebrate your return. First of all, from Future Wrestling Podcast and Slam Pigs Cruise Control, the man himself, Mr. 2 and 5 Live, Logan Myers. Michael, it's been a minute since you've talked to Logies. What's going on, man? Welcome.
Sorry, he needs a proper...
Thank you for having me.
Wait, you need a proper introduction, Logan. He is the king of cold cuts, the owner of Logies, Hoagies, Logan Myers!
Very nice. Look at that, Logan. Class act.
Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for the introduction, Michael. It's good to be back once again. I'm excited to be talking about this, to join the show tonight with Michael. Of course, I'm glad to be on a show with Michael again. But if you guys would like to check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144, there you have it.
Oh, there it is. You get over there and check out Future Wrestling Podcast YouTube. Hit that subscribe.
Threw a little curveball at me.
There's a little curveball at me. A little Abe Knuckleball Schwartz in the house.
You're
And
like,
lastly,
well, there you have it.
our other very special guest, Michael, the incomparable, the very lovely Megan Starr, once again on Slam Pigs.
Megan Starr.
The Megan Starr. Thank you for joining us. Last minute. I feel like every time it's last minute, so I guess I'll stop apologizing at this point. It's just kind of how we do it. What's going on, and welcome back. I got to know how things have been over there. You're going through some stuff over there, and shout out to everyone in your neck of the woods, and hope everything pulls through with the weather and the natural bullshit.
But other than natural disasters, how's everything going?
Yeah. Megan Starr.
Other than earthquake and typhoon.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me. Everything other than the natural disaster stuff is going fairly well. And if anybody wants to find me, they can find me at Twitter and Instagram at the Megan Starr. That's with
Megan.
2 E's and 2 R's.
That's right.
There it is. Now, we first of all, we do want to say thank you guys.
Should she be referred to now as the second lady of Slam Pigs?
I say we just drop the gimmick.
I'm not a second to anything.
Okay.
There you go. See, that's just going
The
to
first bitch of Slam Pigs?
Well, no. How about just Megan Starr?
No?
Well,
some women find that word as a compliment.
I want to thank everybody. Michael, today we hit 500 subscribers, but as soon as we started streaming, we're down to 499. But I'm sure we'll be back at 5 tomorrow, but we're going to still pretend like we're at 500.
Son of a bitch.
Some son of a bitch.
Unsubscribe.
Literally, I'm not making this up. Like, Michael showed me, he's like, held his phone to my face as we hit the stream button. It was like, oh, we're 499. But it's okay. It's okay. I have faith, and you coming back tonight, Michael. We'll hit 5 tomorrow. Plus, we got Logan and Megan. That'll definitely get us the bump and the like.
I want at least 10 likes on this video.
500 subs, Michael, real quick to get serious. Started this shit February 2016 at my kitchen table, talking into my cell phone.
Just
mic.
me and you, yeah.
Yeah, who would have thought? We met so many cool people along the way. Hence 2 on the show tonight. So many more we can't even name. There's so many. Just thank you guys so much. Expect a little special video on it this week. But, Michael, you want to say anything about
a big, giant thank you to everyone who subscribes to us, everyone who enjoys our content. I'm just a small part of this big train nowadays. I never thought it'd get this big with the channel and everything, but it has. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. And because of that, we keep attracting a bigger audience and more subscribers. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that listens to us.
And definitely, since they're on, kiss a little extra ass. Most definitely thank you to people like Logan and Megan who help make post shows and any of these things so much better with having them on as guests and adding their input. Thank you guys and anybody that's ever been a guest on anything. But, Michael, like we said, knowing us, coming into this, heads held high as a motherfucker, like Power and Glory walking down the aisle at WrestleMania 91, only to walk into a squash match against the LOD like they did, because Bobby the Brain Heenan, guys, this one hurts. This one sucks. But, okay, we all know Bobby the Brain Heenan has passed away, but turn this negative to instant positive, Michael. The man has been going through hell on earth.
He's been fighting cancer for a long time.
I'm so glad that the suffering's over. He's up there calling the big fucking match with Gorilla in the Sky right now. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, I'm glad.
He's telling Stu to wake up.
Yeah. But for what it's worth,
that may be my favorite Bobby line of all time. Hey, Stu, wake up!
I say for your honors, man. Before we wrap this up, we get to our favorite Stu or Bobby lines by the end of the night. But Michael. I know you're the same because you grew up with me. It's a little unfair advantage.
My favorite manager of all time.
But not only that, when you and I see clips of Gorilla and Bobby, it reminds us of people like our grandmother who aren't with us anymore. Yeah. So many memories we have.
Nostalgia, definitely.
So this is like losing a family member in a way. Go ahead.
My girlfriend didn't get it when I came home tonight, and I was like, Bobby's brain Heenan died. She's like, who's that? I was like, he's only probably the best manager of all time. She's like, oh, well, why do you look so sad? I'm like, because Bobby's brain Heenan died. And she still doesn't get it, but it's all right. Bobby was probably, when we were kids and we used to wrestle on the trampoline and make our own videos and stuff when we would wrestle, like AKA the Hardys did the same thing. But I always envisioned myself as a bad guy heel with a manager, Bobby Heenan. So it definitely hurts a little bit. I mean, he's one of the all-time favorites I've ever had in the wrestling business, and it's a sad day in wrestling to lose such a great guy, and such a great talent in Bobby Heenan.
Guys, I kind of hold
73 years old.
He's kind of like what a Jimi Hendrix is to rock music. Every single musician has pretty much taken something or been inspired by something Hendrix, Sabbath, Zeppelin, people like that did. Everyone has taken something from Bobby Heenan. Every fucking person, because he's that influential. Logan, for what it's worth, you're about 10 years younger than Michael and I. Now, growing up for you, did you have that? Was it like your family would watch older stuff, even for you back then? Like, did you have that connection with Bobby at your youth?
Yep. Yes, we did. I remember my dad actually talking about Bobby the Brain Heenan. And so, like, I know a lot more than what a lot of people think. Like, I remember the time when he actually came to the World Wrestling Federation when it was called that back in the day. And that was 1984. And then he was supposed to be the manager for the Jesse the Body Ventura, but that never got to happen because of the blood clots in his lungs. So
he was also in the running to be the Macho Man's manager when it ended up being Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know what? And both of those guys, I'm so thankful he didn't manage, because of all the guys he would, I think that would have been like oil and water. Him and Savage, it's just too much, maybe.
Too intense for Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan always had the smart wrestler. You know what I mean?
And I'm sure as the day is long, Megan, you feel the same way about the memories with Bobby at the end of the day.
Oh gosh, that guy. I mean, he was the reason. Okay, so he was one of them. Like, I never saw myself as a little girl being a wrestler, because that wasn't, growing up, there wasn't that many female wrestlers like there is today. But I always wanted to be like Bobby. That was my whole thing, was I could be like Bobby. I could be like Miss Elizabeth with some Bobby. Like, that was my whole thing growing up. So it's like, today I'm just like,
beauty and brains.
It hits. It hurts. So, I mean, my memories about him, again, he's what made it interesting. Not only was he a manager, but he was an announcer. He even went in there and did some of the most funniest matches that we'll ever remember. Like,
a lot of people don't realize that Bobby Heenan actually started
as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And underneath enhancement guy back then in like the 50s or 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was around for a while.
Born in Chicago, correct?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he was born. I don't want to get quoted on that.
Obviously, he got his claim to fame in AWA, managing guys like Bockwinkel. Jesus Christ, Bockwinkel and Heenan, they were so good. Yeah. So good together.
Nick Bockwinkel is one of the most underrated guys of all time.
And for us,
he doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
AWA, I think doesn't, even for us, diehards like us, you and I didn't even know
about. That's where Hogan got his first big break.
But you and I weren't exposed to any of that till like our late teens. We had no clue about any of that shit existing.
Yeah.
Just that's how it was back then without the internet.
The wrestling back then was definitely a little slower paced, but the wrestling itself was very high quality. Yes, a lot of psychology there, which is how I like my wrestling. I like it to make sense.
I was talking to a good buddy in our group chat on Twitter, Mortis, today in a DM about just wrestling and the difference between New Japan fans stuff. I was like, give me like a year-long Dusty Rhodes build to a punch-kick match any day with drama over this back-and-forth competitive, make everything so serious every match that nullifies stuff. Yeah. And Bobby is, oh God, the memories of Bobby, we could have a 4-hour show on the goodness that Bobby Heenan gave to wrestling.
Yep.
What do you think's the best guy that ever fit? Because for me, flat out, Mr. Perfect probably fit with Bobby.
It would have to be Perfect or Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Rick Rude and Mr. Perfect were the two best guys for Bobby Heenan. It just they fit together so well. Two cocky, arrogant prick heels that had Bobby Heenan there just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in Perfect's case. Perfect didn't need a whole lot of help. Perfect was one of those heels that you hated, first of all, because he was good. And he really didn't need much help. Yeah. But then you put Bobby Heenan in the mix, and you hated him even more because now he's got the best manager in the business on his side. So if he does get in trouble, you know Heenan's out there. I mean, look at WrestleMania 5. Did you ever think that
Blue Blazer and Mr. Perfect had a match on that? It wasn't even Bobby was nowhere in sight.
But Ravishing Rick Rude beat the Ultimate Warrior for the IC belt. Did you think he had any shot?
No. None.
No. But who won that match? Bobby Heenan.
You know another thing that's funny about Mr. Perfect and Bobby Heenan, how I instantly thought of that, and most people do. They weren't together that long. Maybe a year. Because in even 89, right, he still wasn't with him yet until about the end. No, because the Genius was still with him at the end of 89.
So originally, Heenan was with the Red Rooster.
The Genius was with Perfect all the way through WrestleMania 6, actually. Yeah. So not even a full year.
He lost his first match at WrestleMania 6.
Because by the next year at SummerSlam 91, Perfect had Coach with him. So that's crazy. You're talking a 7 or 8 month run at best, but that's how good they were together.
Perfect lost his first match there at WrestleMania 6 to Bruce the Barber.
Logies
on a fucking post spot. Man, on a steel post
finishes back then. I remember Megan, one of the last times I talked to you, actually like verbally talked to you, talking about you just watched WrestleMania 4. God, the finishes and shows like that back then. Logies.
It's over.
Who's your Bobby guy? Your favorite Bobby guy?
Andre.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's one I would have said too. That was right there. He added so much to Andre as a heel. Andre couldn't have pulled off the heel thing without a Bobby.
Andre as a heel needed a mouthpiece, and
He's
Bobby
was
perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I don't know if he was too likable. He's fucking 7'4", 500 pounds. I don't know if that's likable.
Well, to the point where like he's lovable and kind of dumb, and he's Andre. And
well, a lot of
he was in the cartoon. He was big and lovable.
The biggest problem there with Andre was the language barrier. You know what I mean? And as a heel, you're going to have to be able to talk a little bit, and if you can't, you need somebody to talk for you, which is why he had Bobby Heenan.
And I think the problem is Andre spoke perfectly fine English. You just still couldn't fucking understand him because of the mushroom. Megan, who's your Bobby guy?
We could spend all night.
I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Perfect. That's the one that sticks with me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Mr. Perfect. I mean, again, those two cocky. You wouldn't think those two would go good together. That's the thing, is they were both very cocky and they were both very mouthy, and put them together, you wouldn't think on paper looking at it like, that might be too much, but it worked really good.
Yes, they were so in sync with those promos too. Those backstage promos with Sean Mooney usually it was Sean Mooney that got the heels.
Sean Mooney came out on Twitter today, but I can't mention him because he works for MLW.
Yeah.
And there's some fuck MLW. But go ahead, Michael.
But Sean Mooney back then, it was a lot of underlining things. Sean Mooney, if you notice, always got the heel interviews, and Gene got the babyface interviews.
No, Mooney got some LOD action sometimes. Because I remember Hulk on, Mooney, don't you ever! Getting all pissed at him.
Yeah, but
so I guess he still got heel heat.
But most of the time, Mooney was sent to the heels.
Yeah.
And those promos with Perfect and Heenan were just magic. I wish they would have stayed together longer. I wish Perfect could have stayed healthy.
Yeah.
And I wish Heenan wouldn't have transitioned to the broadcast booth until a little bit later, even though he was such a great broadcaster.
We wanted to talk
about. We don't talk about that much. We're going
to get there. We'll get there definitely because that's one of the greatest things ever in wrestling.
I think the crazy part about him being Mr. Perfect, it was like right after he slapped Andre the Giant, and he led Mr. Perfect to 2 Intercontinental Championships. So, I mean that's another thing that.
Yeah.
You got to
Perfect
look
won the
at.
Intercontinental Tournament.
Logan doing you proud with that perfect knowledge, Michael.
Yep.
It's good to see you're back. He's prepared for your return.
Logan,
know
who
this
did
man.
Mr. Perfect beat in the finals of the Intercontinental Title Tournament?
I can't remember that one.
Oh,
Tito Santana.
Oh,
thank you.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Only us know. Fucking. See, you threw me off.
I'm sorry. I had to throw in a little trivia.
And what
there.
a drop off, by the way. To
I was
go
giving
from,
Logan a chance to impress me more.
I got it now. And what a drop off to lose
Sorry.
with Bobby Heenan and then go to fucking coach as Mr. Perfect. What a complete drop off, man. But it is what it is. Bobby
Did
Heenan.
he ever say a word?
Coach?
Yeah.
He did a little bit, I think.
I don't think I ever
Besides
seen
just blow a
him.
whistle,
Yeah, I don't
like-
think I've ever seen him speak.
Some of the worst Bobby guys, Michael. Who's some of the worst Bobby guys? There's a good barbarians in there. You got fucking Brooklyn Brawler
Yeah.
was a Bobby guy. That's my
God.
pick. Brooklyn
WrestleMania 5.
Brawler. Logan, who's the worst Bobby guy?
Red Rooster.
Yeah.
You know that you
By
should
far.
probably your career should be like baseball or football or something else. And Bobby
Poor
Heenan can't get
Terry
you over.
Taylor.
Poor Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor's kind of a dick though. So it's
For those
okay.
who don't know, Terry Taylor and Kurt Hennig were in the running for the Mr. Perfect gimmick.
Yeah.
They were the two guys that Vince was thinking about for the gimmick, and for some reason or another, Vince picked Kurt Hennig for the perfect gimmick and gave the Red Rooster gimmick to Terry Taylor.
And the thing about the Red Rooster gimmick, it just shows how ironic Vince was, because in Vince's mind, that wasn't meant to be a rib. It was, he's the cock of the walk. He's cocky.
Yeah.
You get it? He really thought that was serious. Like, it
Yeah.
would get over, but, alas, fucking, it is what it is.
Hennig was doing fucking promos, making no-look fucking three-point shots, and
Now, Megan,
Terry Taylor's fucking cock-a-doodle-doing.
we have set Megan up to give her a little extra time to think on the worst Bobby guy. So who is the worst Bobby guy, in your opinion, Megan? Ever?
The Red Rooster. I mean, I know that's
Can't
already
argue.
been talked about, but oh god, yeah. I'm trying to think
Rooster
if there's
did pick up
anybody
a big
else.
win over Heenan at WrestleMania 5.
10 seconds. A body slam. I think, right?
No, it was another fucking steel post spot.
Seal post. God,
Well,
he took those posts
he
so well,
He
actually.
rammed his shoulder into it.
He kind of paved the way for post spots.
What was it? What was with the fucking steel post spots back then?
Well, here's something that we can always attest, that anytime it's done, people will automatically say they're either ripping Bobby off or it's a tribute. The Weasel Suit matches.
Oh,
The Islanders match for the
Oh.
AWA stuff with Greg Gunn. It was classic to see him with the Ultimate Warrior. Even got a fucking Weasel Suit match.
I love the what was it when he was going against the British Bulldogs, and he had the dog.
At WrestleMania 4, the dog bit him. Yeah,
Yes.
that was
He
awesome.
had the dog suit on though.
Sadly, one of the best parts of that WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It really was. And I love the Islanders. So good. So underrated. Such a good team. Michael sees me. I'm giddy over here.
Yeah.
Just thinking
He
about
loves him some Islanders.
it. I do.
Although he does that mostly out of respect for Haku.
I think that
he
was
doesn't want his ass kicked.
true. Or by Tomatonga, because he's kind of bad too. So
I wouldn't fuck with
I
him.
think that's
I'll fuck with some Tonga. Tonga and I have a problem. I can deal with it. Haku and I have a problem. I don't
didn't
care
say
how
that.
old he is.
I didn't say that. If this gets back to Tomatonga,
I don't give-
Michael. I don't want problems with any fucking.
I don't give
Samoan,
two
actually.
shits.
None of them.
But Haku,
None of them.
Haku is
They're all
one of,
bad,
One of those
okay?
people that I
You guys
I
are
don't
cool
want
in my
any
book.
parts of.
I'll kiss their ass all day if they're Samoan. Even
Don't-
no.
don't-
Even Rikishi. You're gonna kiss his ass?
Go ahead, Logan.
And don't forget, there's one other guy that we didn't really talk about. But if it wasn't for Ventura not being able to wrestle, Heenan wouldn't have been the manager of Big John Studd with the matches against Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I think Stud couldn't talk for shit. Really.
Yeah.
I agree.
I love how he went to WCW and they called him Ron Stud.
Well, no, that wasn't him. That wasn't Big Johnson. That was actually Reese from the Flock, and they said he was like his nephew or his son or something as Ron.
Are you
Stud.
sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was bad still though. It probably worse than.
Looked
Big
just
John.
like him, just a shaved head.
That he was also the Mummy or the Yeti.
The Yeti.
The Yeti.
Fucking 8-foot tall Yeti.
How do we go from Bobby Heenan to Ron fucking Reese?
Are you sure he was the Yeti? Because
Yeah.
the Yeti was bigger than Kevin Nash.
So was Ron Reese in the Flock, in Raven's Flock. That giant guy. He jobbed to Goldberg before.
I always thought John Studd
You're gonna kick
was,
yourself.
No, I
when
always
we
thought
go
John.
back.
I always thought John Studd was maybe the same size as Kevin Nash, Undertaker,
Yeah, 6'10".
but he looks so much bigger than Nash.
I gotta say, John Studd, in all due respect, is one of the most overrated guys ever. I never really got the sizzle with that.
Oh my God, very limited in the ring.
Not even that. You didn't have to be back. It was just I don't know what it. Maybe it's just
Wrestling
me.
back in those days was all about size.
It was.
Not about substance. It had nothing to do with.
Depending on the territory. I mean,
It had
world
no-
class. The Von
Yeah,
Erichs.
it had, but most of the time there, especially in WWF, it was all about how big you were.
Yeah.
Had nothing. I mean, look at Hulk Hogan. To be honest, Hulk Hogan
had charisma out the ass.
He made a career off of his charisma because in the ring, Hulk Hogan was
plus being incredibly big didn't hurt.
C, maybe C plus.
Well, you mentioned it, Michael. The goodness, probably better than his managing for us growing up. The announcing, guys. The color commentating of fucking Bobby Heenan. The Lex Luger debut at Rumble 93 might be my favorite.
Look at it!
Look at it. Oh my God, look at the leg. Some of the best shit. I can watch it any day.
Most muscular.
And Michael, I know you agree when I say this because you're just like me with your wrestling taste. You could have the shittiest day if you watch any of that Bobby shit. It puts a smile on your face somewhere. You can't help it. WrestleMania 9, riding the fucking camel backwards. Shit like that. The underwear. God. Go ahead, Mike. I know let's do it. Let's dive into the announcement. The Hey Boobsy with Roddy Piper. You know, Piper used to come home and find his parents left.
Yeah, Piper used to come home and find out his parents had moved.
God, it's so good.
It's fucking and the shit he used to do on the Hearts. That fucking Survivor Series '93 with the Hearts against Shawn Michaels and the Knights. That's some of the funniest shit I've ever heard on commentary. To be honest with you.
Hey, Stu, wake up!
Yeah. You know what Stu says? Yeah.
Another classic is
you got 9 months to come up with a name, and you come up with Bruce.
Oh, God. When Shawn throws Marty through the barbershop window, he said, Jannetty tried to jump out and escape through the window, like, to make sure Shawn didn't.
I knew he was going to do that.
Logan, the commentating about, even in WCW, I think, not towards the end, because he phoned it in, totally. Because he in his book, I had his first book, and said he didn't give a shit. He hated Schiavone by the end. He did phone it in. But it was still Bobby Heenan in, like, the 94, 95, early 96, whatever. But, as a whole, Bobby is a color commentator. Best ever. The benchmark, in your opinion?
Him and the King are kind of.
He's better than Lawler, I think. He's more creative.
Yeah.
So close for me. They both have their different styles, which make them equally entertaining for me. I love Lawler and I love Bobby as far as color commentating goes.
They're both exactly in the right era.
That's like saying who's the better team, JR and King or Gorilla and Bobby.
Yeah,
it's like apples and oranges. Which one do you like better?
Yeah.
It's
Pepsi or King.
I don't think anybody really has the clear cut edge there, but they were both great. So it's something that you probably won't see again because with this era, JBL and Cole, no.
Yeah. Well, no more JBL, at least for now. You know what I'm reminded of, Logan, thinking of the color? Boss Man's mother. Bobby Heenan ribbing on Boss Man's mother into that WrestleMania 7.
Oh, Jesus.
God. Bobby Heenan getting kicked off of WWF, his last appearance, kicked out of Raw, toilet paper falling out of his bag, getting kicked out of the arena.
These are my belongings.
I think anybody...
Don't get me started on when Mark Madden actually replaced him on commentary in WCW. That was bullshit.
Yeah, what fall from grace.
Was it Mark Madden or Mike Tenay?
Eventually, Hoopy and Disco Inferno were commentators too, so that's where they were in WCW at that point. Fuck Mark Madden. Jesus Christ.
Mark Madden sitting here commentating for WCW.
He's a prick too. They like it, yeah. So fuck you, Mark Madden. Block me too, along with the young. Did you see that, Michael? The Young Bucks blocked me for no fucking reason. I haven't talked about that with you.
They must have listened to the show.
I said a Han Solo gif I totally forgot about, and that's enough to get you blocked.
Well, who knew? They were listening to the show.
Megan.
Who knew somebody would stalk Travis's Twitter too?
Yeah. Speaking of MLW, cough. Megan.
Although they might not have been listening to the show, it might have been somebody that knew them. Hey, this guy's talking shit about you on a show.
Great fun. WC. Dog.
Yeah.
Megan, what's some of your best memories of Bobby on commentary over the years?
Okay, the jobbers. What did he call them?
Ham and eggers.
Ham and eggers. Yes, I love that.
You got the humanoids.
I know it took me a
minute
to think about it. Yeah, the humanoids. Just the way he talked about people that he actually made you be like, well, now I want to know a little bit about these people because he talks so much crap about them and kind of degraded them. And you're still kind of like, well, who are they? But that's all they were. And I mean, you know, I don't know. He was amazing. And there wasn't a time where you weren't intrigued. And like you guys were saying, like he would talk about something, you know, give me a break, all this, I mean, all that kind of stuff. I mean,
I think he was a
he's
perfect
just
example of what makes a great heel is even how wrong you are in a situation justify your actions no matter what. He was a master at that. Lie your way about anything.
oh yeah,
And you see that's why Heyman's so good because he knows that art. Heyman knows exactly what page to take out of Bobby Heenan's book, you know.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I mean for me, I like how you know people are like, oh, Jerry the King, they go there. I always go with you know the Brain. That's the guy who really got me into wanting to hear them talk. Where before it was just kind of like, oh, they're talking, yay.
You had a
But
thing for
when he
Bobby, didn't
talked, you were intrigued.
Do you think
It's kind of like Jim Ross. Like he had you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Megan, did you have a secret thing for Bobby?
No.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say.
Sounded
I
like a
wouldn't, I
question.
wouldn't
Didn't
say
sound
that I
like
had
an
a
answer
secret
there, Megan.
It was all
thing.
that sequins that hypnotizes women in the jackets.
I mean, yeah, he knew how to be jewel stuff.
You wanted some of that internal knowledge?
Ah. You know what? In all due
No.
respect, Bobby would have loved that kind of joke right now in his memory. A couple other things on Bobby, Michael. Some things you got to talk about. You can't talk about one without the other. Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan. The chemistry will never be matched ever.
We use
Ever.
it on this show.
That is our total behind the curtain peekaboo inspiration.
That's how we
Exposed.
started. He's the gorilla. I'm the Bobby. It's always been that way.
Even on format, I've written down like Gorilla Bobby's segment,
Yes.
banter, whatever. Anyway, the Bobby Heenan show that was on primetime with Jameson, the Hoggets or whatever they were, just all these weird acts. It was a late night Letterman ripoff. Eventually, USA Network shut it down because they were pissed off because it felt like Vince tried to sneak in a second show, which is dumb looking back. Bobby did so much shit. He would kill primetime wrestling. Speak that he would go on the dating game with Power and Glory, host shit like that with Vince. Him and Vince had really good chemistry too. That doesn't get talked about a lot.
Sucks that he took the money.
Well, Bobby did what Bobby had to do, I guess. I don't know.
He did what he wanted. He did what he had to do to take care of his family. So it is what it is.
Shout out to Cindy or whatever her name is, his wife. And if that is not her name, I apologize. She stuck by him his whole side. She goes to all these cons with him, or she did these autograph signings. She's the perfect example of love right there.
It's just a shame that he went to WCW because he could have had so many more years in WWE.
How many guys could you say that for? Every guy, probably.
No, not every guy, but especially
by the end though.
Especially for a guy like Bobby the Brain. I mean, when you had some of those commentators, Rob Bartlett, you know what I mean? Guys like that just...
Well, you know the best Bobby WCW moment, guys. Does anybody know what it is? For me, it's obvious. When Brian Pillman grabbed him and Bobby didn't know and said, "What the fuck are you doing live on air?" Or he cussed. That was the best. But it was right up there with Gene Okerlund saying "fuck it" on SummerSlam.
Yeah, but he didn't do it on air. At least Gene Okerlund didn't. But Bobby did that on air.
I thought Bobby had some good chemistry, guys, with Shivani. Somewhat. There was some there when Bobby tried.
Shivani was like a cesspool.
Mike Tenay, too, a little bit. He had a little bit of chemistry. Dusty Rhodes and Bobby definitely had chemistry.
Mike Tenay I liked. Shivani just always annoyed the shit out of me. He made simple moves.
The history of our sport.
He made simple moves sound like fucking finishers.
Like Mauro Ranallo.
Hip toss! You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. It just fucking killed me.
That's what irks you about Mauro Ranallo, you've said on the show.
Yes.
Making everything too exciting.
Mauro Ranallo was the same way for me. Like, okay, that's a toe hold. All right? We don't need to have an aneurysm over a toe hold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the
Calm
thing.
down, Herb Abrams.
Yes, Jesus Christ.
Cookies.
Spinning heel hook. You know, it's just, oh my God.
One go round, everybody on the board for the man, the myth, the legend. Now, the late Bobby Heenan, guys. Started with ladies first. Megan, final thoughts on Bobby Heenan in general and his legacy.
Well, he's already been truly missed in wrestling, at least, on TV and broadcasted. I know I miss having him around and seeing him, every week. I know he's been fighting stuff. He's been going through stuff. So I'm glad that that's over for him. As a whole, I hope him and his family are good. His memory will live on. I mean, what more can you say about Bobby the Brain?
Very well put. Like, Longfellow couldn't have said it better himself.
Oh,
Logan, Bobby the Brain, what he meant to you in the sport.
Jake the Snake.
Like Shivani would say, the history of the sport. Bobby Heenan, Logan.
Sorry, I was quoting that.
Bobby,
I know you knew the reference, so it matters. Somebody got it.
Bobby the Brain Heenan to me was like an influence to get into the business, to do commentary, just like Jim Ross. To me, hands down, one of the best heel commentators, managers of all time. I hated to see him go through all this health issues and, cancer and stuff like that. He's in a better place. I know that for a fact. He's no more. He's not in pain anymore. My condolences to his family. I hope everything gets, I know it's a tough situation to be involved with, losing a family member, losing a husband, all that. So it's tough. And my next commentary gig that I do, it's in memory of Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Oh, please don't.
Michael.
What?
I know you did that to make Bobby proud. And in all seriousness, all the jokes in tonight, in the serious matter, is to make Bobby proud. But Michael, man, I know your Longfellow's dying to get out. That sounds gross.
Wait, what?
That's not what I meant. I meant your poet side of you. Anyway, Michael, what did Bobby Heenan
Oh, don't ever talk about my Longfellow.
mean to you?
It's not. Ugh.
I would see myself out. Hang myself.
Jesus, I'll have you out of here in a second.
Hey, well, that's Gorilla. That wasn't Bobby.
I know.
Gorilla threatened.
I was giving you a chance to do a Bobby impression, but you didn't. You dropped the fucking ball.
You know what we didn't talk about real quick? Bobby at Rumble 92 and Flair 1. Holy shit.
Yes!
Maybe the best
Yes!
reaction.
Yes!
Yes. Maybe the best reaction ever. Live orgasm. Michael, Bobby Heenan.
What could you say about the man? I mean, he revolutionized the business as far as what a manager / commentator could be. He took the business in the 80s, and as a manager, he turned it from this kind of generic, in the box, kind of boring sport, and really revolutionized it with his wit, his intelligence, and his entertainment. He did that. I don't know how he did that. I guess he did that on his own, but obviously he had some input from Vince to let him do some of the things that he did, and it just made watching wrestling as a kid more entertaining.
It feels like he definitely added watchability to AWA.
He added watchability to everything I've ever seen him in.
Let's be honest. To take a Bobby Heenan out of a lot of those Bockwinkel feuds without him to help add to that, to help him talk, it's Snooze City. There's a cure for insomnia.
Bockwinkel wasn't a terrible talker, but Bobby definitely added another element to it.
Those were the days of Jesus. Anyways.
I mean, I've already gone over it. The wrestling was slow paced, but I mean, when you can add an element of entertainment to anything, it's going to make it
the sizzle
better.
Yeah. I think, and Bobby Heenan was smart enough with, I guess it's my 2 cents on Bobby Heenan. I think Bobby Heenan is it's often like, oh, it was a gimmick, the jackets and stuff. No, that was actually his brilliance to add that little glitz and glamour, because he started rocking those jackets in the 70s when it was stiff and rigid, like you said, and you didn't see that a lot. It was just transitioning into the sport, the Hollywood showbiz aspect. One of the forerunners of that, right up there with the superstar Billy Graham when he helped transcend. And I think he's going to... The thing about this whole thing that makes me salty and pissed off is WWE's, and I've listened to this on multiple podcasts, Solid Monster, Don Tony, Wrestling Soup, everybody's mentioned this, and I feel the same way. They neglect to mention him in anything, in any retrospectives on the network, ever since... I know
they've had him in their greatest managers.
That was released in 2005, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was like... I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of people notice this WWE, and it's coming off like you don't want to put him on camera because of his physical condition.
Well,
That's what it comes off like.
did
Now
they
I know
have-
that's alleged that I'm accusing them in that, but that's what it comes off like
Didn't they come out with a Heenan DVD too?
in 2010.
Okay.
But there was no footage of him on that at all. It was either his wife or whatever. But shame on them for they never mention him in anything. They have in almost 10 years. And that sucks. And I'm sure now they're gonna go out the woodwork with it. Oh, our bad. But same people that neglected to mention Randy Savage until he was gone, stuff like that. But that's the only thing about this that I'm probably the most upset about is just he deserves so much better than the way he went out.
Well, everybody
Right.
talks about Paul Heyman and how he's the greatest manager of all time as far as his talking. I would put Bobby Heenan against Paul Heyman any day of the week.
I just kind of feel like Bobby Heenan was wrestling royalty, and he deserved better than to go out trying to make a buck on WrestleCon.
Some people might jump
You know
my
what I mean?
shit over that comment too.
Me too.
Bring it.
Come at us, guys.
Bring it. I think Bobby Heenan is the greatest manager of all time.
I don't think many people will come at you because I don't think many people can argue that. You know what I mean?
Paul Heyman is great for what he does, especially with Brock Lesnar. But to be honest, I think they're two different levels there. I think Bobby could get so many guys over, and Paul Heyman is in the spot where he has to have a top guy.
Yeah. We forget to mention Jim Cornette too. He's right up there.
Jim Cornette's there. He's definitely those guys there are all in my top 5. I mean, there's so many great
there's
managers.
1, 2, and 3 for me right there.
There's so many great managers. Well, you can make the argument for Jimmy Hart there.
Jimmy Hart, yeah.
I mean,
it's. See Jimmy Hart, the Hurricane, by the way, that video of him?
Yeah.
Promoting his shot.
Oh.
That was awesome. Anyway, Bobby.
I love Jimmy Hart.
Yeah. Please don't jinx it. Just knock on wood or something. Don't take another. Thank you.
Wood?
It's a wooden table. Counts.
Are you sure?
Bobby the Brain Heenan, guys, what can you say? The man will go down as one of the greats, like we said numerous times. And you're not alone, Logan, Megan, and Michael, all you guys said. He totally has influenced me in so many ways as far as any wrestling content or anything like that. So rest in peace. Like I said, I'm just glad he's not suffering anymore. All those health issues, it's done for him, and he can get some relief. That's that.
I think you said it best when he's up there in the sky, commentating
the big show with Gorilla up there. We're not going to go out on that down of a note, though. As advertised, we're going to do a little No Mercy predictions. We're going to pick it up. We're going to pick it up here on the show, guys. Michael, there's one thing, though. I know it's old as shit now, but you've been MIA. The Sexy Star stuff, please, real quick. Let's get it under 5 minutes if we can. I know you've seen the video. I know it's ancient history now, but nobody's heard your 2 cents. You had not sit on any platform. What did you think?
The woman really want to know?
Do it. Give it to him. Let's pick this show up and put smiles on faces.
This is fucking professional wrestling, okay? If you cannot be an adult and do your fucking job without getting your feelings hurt, like a lot of people I know around here, then you should not be in this business. Sexy Star, you ought to be fucking ashamed of yourself. Because if it was not for Rosemary letting you put her in that gimmick, you would have never gotten her to that point. I guarantee you that. I'm sorry that somebody else in that match pissed you off to the point where you were angry. That's like saying, well, Mom pissed me off, so I beat the shit out of my brother for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Because another worker stiffed her in an earlier match or something.
Yeah,
so
it was in that
her,
match.
Not Rosemary.
It was in
she
that
was in the
match.
crossfire.
I don't remember the name of the other female that angered her in this instance, but she was already angry. To be honest, this is one of the cardinal rules in wrestling. You are trusted to take care of your partner in the ring. I know to a lot of people, they don't understand that.
You cannot break that at the end of the day.
You
No matter how much
do
heat you got, it doesn't matter. That's unforgivable.
If Sexy Star never works another appearance in her life, she deserves it. To be honest,
she's going to go to boxing like the pussy she is. The funny thing is, she's a boxer, so it was a ground maneuver. So of course she wouldn't have had a chance against Rosemary on the ground.
She's going to get her ass kicked in boxing too. Good. I'm just saying.
Good, because her husband sucks, and he's the one that trained her. I looked at some footage of him. He's got a shitty record. He was mediocre at best.
It is what it is. But in the end, this is professional wrestling. It also reminds me of the Earthquake. What was his name? Katama?
Oh God, the fucking shoot match.
Yes.
Jesus.
With the guy that was.
Well, it wasn't a shoot match. It
wasn't.
Turned into a shoot.
It reminds me of that. If you cannot be a professional, then you should not be in this business. You don't deserve a place in it.
Well, and you know what's sick about it? That Japanese woman last year, right? You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, where she blinded that poor girl. She's still in fucking wrestling. People are still booking her in like outlaw promotions or some promotion over there. She's not out. But
it just kills me.
oh my, I couldn't believe that when I saw that.
I swear to God, this is one of the main reasons why I never got into the wrestling business. Other than the actual cost of getting into it. If I were to get into this business and I encountered people like this, I'd probably be in prison, to be honest with you. If I was a female and I encountered somebody like Sexy Star, the next time I saw her, I would probably beat her until she stopped moving. That's how angry I would be.
Yeah.
And I think it's very classy of Rosemary to kind of take the high road here and say, you know, some of us are professionals, some of us aren't. I'm glad that for all the support I've gotten. I'm glad that she took that route. And I'm really glad that WWE even came out and said,
Road Dogg did on Twitter.
That
a couple guys.
That Sexy Star will never work for this company.
Cody Rhodes, tons of guys. I did see Taya Valkyrie debuted on GFW, and I tweeted it out to the worst fucking crowd dubbing I've seen in quite some time. Apparently, she got no reaction on her debut because they put her in front of a GFW crowd.
All 200 of them?
That were tired on top of it. A tired GFW crowd. My God, I can't believe she didn't get a reaction. She's really good, and I feel like she made the wrong call with signing GFW. But I don't know if WWE wants
While
her.
we're on
we're neglecting our guests.
No,
I'm so sorry, guys.
I'm sorry. Before we get to our guests,
catching up with Michael.
I know they've probably already spoken their piece on this subject, right? On the Sexy Star subject.
I know Logan has. Megan, if you have anything to say on Sexy Star, because I know you have it on our channel.
After Megan, I want to add something.
Go ahead.
Well, being a female and I train in MMA, so that's completely different. What she did there was something that you would do with a competitor that is prepared for that. Rosemary gave her the arm. You don't do that. She does. I'm with Michael. If I was Rosemary and I saw her on the street, I'm sorry, your ass would be mine. And you would go down and I would show you exactly what it feels like. And if anybody does book her in the future, they're dumb because that's putting your talent at risk. She's now a risk. No matter where she goes, no matter what she does, she's a risk. And
she'll always
to put her on your show
next to her name.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, everybody, talk, now she's going to go into boxing, she's going to go into that. This is going to follow her into boxing. Like, as much as people seem to think that all these different things don't go together, everybody still watches everything. Everybody still looks at everything. And people are going to look at that and be like, well, is there going to be a moment where she snaps and she's going to put somebody in an armbar in a boxing ring? Yeah. Where that's not even a part of it because she got booped on the nose and it hurt her feelings.
I think it depends what federation she goes to because let's be honest, AAA and those lucha promotions, there's so much shady shit that we don't even know that goes on down with Conan, all these fucking guys down there. It's a shady industry down there. It really is. It's sad. It's fucking sad. Look at Pierre Aguayo's son that died in the fucking ring.
Surprise, Conan will never be booked in WWE as well. I wonder why.
Anyway. That's Sexy Star. One more thing that's old news, Michael. Jeff Jarrett sent home. Done. Sent by home by GFW officials.
Before I get to that, I wanted to add more to the female wrestling.
By all means.
I want to know from all of you, what are your thoughts on the Mae Young Classic, and what did you think of what was the best match of the Mae Young Classic?
Look at this guy. Bring him back, and it's a new man. Loving it.
First of all, let's go to Logie's Hoagies.
And throwing it to Logan first. Jesus Christ, you're going to give me a stroke.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf here. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I want to be more of a gracious
let's enjoy,
co-host.
Ha, 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 Logan. It's let's enjoy this side of Michael while it lasts. Go ahead, Logan.
Well, sorry I said that, Travis.
Your ass is mine on cruise control. Laugh it up.
I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
I don't know.
The Mae Young Classic. Smart, I honestly did not watch anything past the first episode.
Wow. Well, at least you're honest. That's fine. Megan, the Megan Star. What did you think of the Mae Young Classic? Did you check it out? What did you think?
Um, so I kind of checked it out. I'm still working on the actual, like, I know who won the whole thing and all that shit. But I haven't watched that match. I keep falling asleep.
At least she's honest.
So
Two honest answers.
which
I
one?
am.
I think it's
It was
Lita. Right, Megan? It's Lita. It's all Lita's fault.
Actually, no. I don't know what your problem is with Lita. You just need to get off of her dock and calm the fuck down.
Are you the first person in the earth who just admitted to liking Lita on color commentary? Is that what I'm hearing? Live.
So I think you guys are a little rough on her. Okay, so she's not used to doing it. I think she might have been a little too nervous. And then, of course, she's sitting next to JR. And she could have been a professional and done this before, and her nerves could have got the best of her. Who knows? We don't know the whole story. I don't think she was the best, but I mean, there could have been definitely another woman. I mean, I think, to be honest, I think Stephanie McMahon should have done commentary. That would have been interesting.
Oh, God.
I would have loved to have seen McMahon. I would have loved to have seen. Everybody's like, I would have died, but let's see if she could hold up to her father.
Of course,
after
fucking, and we all know Kairi Sane won. Of course, when she won in the after ceremony with the roses, Stephanie had to get in there with her big old floppy arms in there for the ceremony.
Yeah.
Shout out
God,
real
that's
quick,
early.
guys.
That's-
And sorry
that's
we've been neglecting the chat, Michael. Caught up in the excitement. Shout out to NJ Nuns NY saying, doing the Clown versus Crush match at WrestleMania. Doink hit Crush with a cast. Two drinks. Bobby Heenan said it's an illusion. Funniest thing I've ever seen. I agree. That was a good Bobby moment.
That was good.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by, first time listener. Yes, but I don't know. That's like pick your poison, Lita or Stephanie on color commentary. Jesus Christ. Just kill me at that point. Just fucking kill me. That's all I can really say.
They're totally off topic
you
on the
pick?
question I asked. See, this is why I'm an asshole. See, nobody answers my
Okay, well,
goddamn question.
What? There was one match. That Selena chick.
Serena D.
Yes. She did a match. It wasn't her first one. It was the second one.
Piper
Who
Niven.
did she go against?
The big girl, Piper
It
Niven.
was Piper Niven?
Yeah.
Serena D?
Yes.
Michael
That
was
was
actually
actually-
talking about Piper Niven off air. He is not a fan. I was saying to Michael, why do we have to look at Nia Jax on the main roster when you have someone as talented as Piper Niven? But he totally disagrees. And by the end of it, I think that she
disagree.
kind of looks like Amy Schumer a little bit.
My
She
my
does.
problem isn't her talent. My problem is her outfit and her look.
It's not very appealing.
Yes, it's not. It's not.
I think it would be altered if she made it up, though.
If Nia Jax can be a big girl and get over, this girl could as well. But somebody needs to get with her on her ring attire. And
Look, you can't have your love handles flopping.
it's not even the love handles; it's the total
No.
gut.
She
It's-
cut him like Brutus Beefcake on the sides, but I don't mind it because hey, some of us aren't. We
well,
don't
I
hate
mean,
that.
some of us like the big stuff. Some of us don't. It's
not even
fine.
about that though. It should be about her talent because we don't bitch about what Bull Nakano was
I still
like. We
didn't
just know
think.
she was
I
badass.
honestly didn't think she was all that talented. But
I thought she was really good. She was doing bridges in that match with
I
Toni Storm and shaking
I
hands.
didn't think she was all that
Michinoku
good.
Driver looks sick.
I
for a bigger
definitely
girl.
didn't think she was that good.
I
but,
think that's someone they should sign. I totally disagree. I do.
I mean,
Sorry.
that's
I think that she should be signed. I think for a bigger girl, again, I don't like her look.
you
That
don't like the fupa.
was not a no, and I'm sorry, I don't. And don't get me wrong, big girls, whatever. I love Nia Jax. Nia Jax is rocking it right now. So, but
she wears
her,
black,
that
so
was
you can't see the
awful.
fupa.
It's slimming.
Well, I mean, I think she could wear any color right now in that whole, I don't know,
Nia
like
Jax
Batman
is
outfit that she
actually
has going on.
Yeah, Nia Jax is actually a pretty girl in the face.
She's a model.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus size model.
I mean, obviously she's a little.
Byron likes
she's
it.
a little heavy, but I wouldn't be ashamed of taking Nia Jax home. To be honest with you,
Michael, let me
I'd take Nia Jax home and rock her fucking world.
let me throw it to you. What was your favorite part of the whole tournament?
my
Question you asked
favorite.
everyone.
My favorite.
And by the
ma-
way, it's shocking to me that of all of them, Toni Storm is one they did not sign. So she must be making a killing on the Indies.
Toni Storm is a sexy bitch, but
and talented.
oh my god, she can work
super
and she's
talented.
got a killer ass. Oh my god. But
John Laurinaitis over here signing models.
I'm sorry,
based on
but-
their
but
ass.
no,
Logan.
I'm
You
just
hear
saying-
this, Logan?
No, the first thing I said was she
Shocked.
can work.
I know.
First thing I said was she could work.
I know.
And she
You
used,
put a cover of camouflage
and
on
if
it.
I'm not mistaken, she used her ass as her gimmick.
She does.
She used
She
the
did.
little
Which
hip.
kind of doesn't make sense because she's not like Naomi with the big old booty.
She is.
So-
she
so
does have a
does-
big old booty.
She's got a booty, but not a.
To
She's
me,
got a big old
She's
white
not
girl
even got a
booty.
Bailey booty. Logan, she got a Bailey booty. It's funny to say.
I like
Bailey
Bailey's
booty.
booty.
Man,
But Bailey's got a trash face. So to
oh,
me,
come on.
my favorite part
Yeah.
of the whole tournament was the first round.
It's
I'm
funny.
sorry,
that
Logan.
Michael-
Logan, we'll get back to you. I want to get this out. I've been waiting my turn. You already said you didn't watch much of this, so my favorite part of this whole tournament was the first round. Kairi Sane versus Tessa Blanchard. That match was better than any women's match I've seen in WWE over the past 2 years.
Tessa did not sign, did she?
No. And that's
No.
my biggest. That's why I brought this topic up. Why has
She
Tessa
should.
Blanchard not been signed to WWE? Because she is probably the most talented woman on the indie scene in America right now.
I can answer that. Probably. Probably money. She's probably making a lot because she's one of the most successful indie women's wrestlers out there right now.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Just
I mean,
like
that
Toni
would make
Storm didn't
sense.
sign because of
But,
money.
I mean, wouldn't you want to be on the biggest platform you could be?
Not if you take half your pay cut. You got rent at the end of the day.
I'm pretty sure she's not going to be poor if she signs with WWE.
I don't know. We don't know for sure.
Is it because she's with Ricochet and she doesn't want to go to the big stage and him
No.
not be there?
You're talking about a company who had AJ Lee employed as a champion while her husband had all that heat.
Yes, but she wasn't employed for long after he
But
left.
she could have stayed. It was her choice to leave. They would have
I'm
kept
just saying,
pushing her because
it's-
she was over. She drew money.
I think
they
a
don't
lot
care.
of it has to do with Ricochet.
I don't. I mean, I think that's easy to assume. I think Ricochet will be there in 2 years. I really do. I see him in NXT in 2 years. Calling it. Boom. Swish. Kobe. Michael,
I think he'll be there eventually, and then you'll see Tessa Blanchard. But
as
my
his
problem,
manager or just there?
no.
Like,
I think I don't even that he doesn't need a manager. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that's why you'll see her eventually because I don't think that she's what is she 25?
Do you think
25. She values her relationship more than she values her career because she's 25.
You think it makes sense now? And I was shocked, by the way,
At
that
25, what did you value more, pussy or your career?
at 25, I had a 2-year-old daughter.
I'm
So,
sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
You got to go a little younger.
I mean, I guess for you, let's go 3 years before that. Pussy or money?
Let's just do the show. We'll talk about
I'm
that
just
later.
be honest.
Probably both. Even Steven. They're both as important. What the fuck are we talking about?
I'm trying to get an honest answer out of it.
First world problems cast. That's where we're at.
Trying to get an honest answer.
I gave you an honest answer. Both.
Your early
They're
to
very
mid
important
20s.
things.
What was more important?
Both money and vaginal regions. I don't want to say it because I want to show some respect for Bobby, and we're talking
You
about the
can't
Mae Young
say
Classic,
pussy?
and I'm not going to say
You
pussy.
think Bobby never
But
said
pussy, Michael. I said it. Pussy all over the place. On the walls, on the ceiling, dripping down. There's goopy juice. Choke
Hey,
on it.
hey,
You did this. Go ahead, Logan.
there's one thing I'm actually happy about, and Travis changed his mind after the finals match, but I'm actually glad that Baszler is not going to be assigned.
I did not know
Who?
that. I didn't know that. I thought she was for sure going to be signed.
Nope, she is not going to be signed. And the breaking news is they are not going with the whole little 4 horsewomen feud. They're not doing it.
Oh, they woke
Vince said
the
that
fuck
he
up.
changed his mind.
Logan, I'm not gonna take what your news has to offer because you've come up with some stuff before that turned out to
I
not
thought,
be
I thought you were
true.
being classy, Michael.
I am being classy, but I'm
Okay.
just being honest.
All right.
Logan tends to come up with these hot takes and hot news tips that don't turn out to be true.
Let me explain. Let me. So far, what it says is that they didn't sign Baszler, and Vince.
Kairi
actually
Sane
changed
is
his
getting the
mind.
next title shot at the next NXT takeover.
They did. He's talking about Baszler getting signed. Go ahead,
I'm
Logan.
sorry.
Oh,
Logan, did that come through on your news feed?
We stop.
yes, she will be in the little fatal 4-way at the NXT takeover.
Also, did it tell you that she's really having trouble with her English and the company's a little concerned?
I didn't really read into everything. Come on now.
But I was gonna say before there was pussy all over the place, Michael.
Well, that's how I like it.
I was shocked at first that Tessa went out in the first round because I kept saying she deserves so much better.
Well, they put her with Kyrie.
But looking back, allegedly that she didn't sign, it could have been a political thing. Well, we'll just bury her. Bitch doesn't want to sign.
That was the best match of the tournament.
I liked it a lot.
Tessa and Kyrie Sane in the first round. If you have not seen it, go back and watch it. The crowd was red hot for the match. The match itself was actually A+.
Looking back, I'm always going to look at the Mae Young Classic. It dropped on the day that I got home from my surgery.
The last episode of the first round, so it was put in a place that it shouldn't have been.
I'm always going to, every time I look back on the tournament, I'm going to think of my surgery, though.
This should have been one of the first matches broadcast on the whole thing. Because this match was amazing.
I watched the entire first shot they gave us, and then the next week I watched about half of it. So I watched about overall half.
So you saw Kyrie and Tessa.
I did.
You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I enjoyed most of it.
The best
Some
match
things
of the
I did
card.
not. The worst things I will shout out. The cat Aisha Raymond. I think that's.
Well, that has nothing to do with that match.
Marty Bell did not impress. Yes. I did not get it.
We're talking about Tessa and Kyrie.
Was that the best match? Was it the best match for me? No, it was not the best.
What was the best match of the tournament for you?
Probably. Go ahead, Logan.
Well, sorry. Go ahead, Travis. I'll say.
No, by all means. Go ahead. I'm giving you you're clear for takeoff.
Oh, for fuck's sake, go, Logan.
I was just gonna say, Travis. How old did you say Tessa was? Because on my end, it actually says 22 years old. I thought you said 25.
I didn't. Michael said 25.
I wasn't sure. I said, what is she, 25?
Okay. She's 22 years old.
Okay, thank
And they didn't even offer her a contract, as of what I'm reading.
Of course not, because they have to get people that are on television like Casey Catanzaro.
Here's somebody I want to get your opinion on. Rachel Ellering. What was your take on her? Rachel Evers. Excuse me. I really liked her in this. A lot better than I saw her.
Ellering's daughter.
Yeah, a lot better than I liked her on NXT before when she was a jobber. And I did not know she was Chris Hero's girlfriend. That was weird.
Her first round match was okay. Her second round match, awful.
Yeah, not as good as the first round match.
Obviously she was in that tournament because of who her dad is. It showed.
No, what? She's a
renowned powerlifter. It showed in the ring.
No, she had a good first match.
I'm sorry. She was not one of the 32 best women
I don't think
world.
She was the best.
She did not deserve to be in that tournament. Yeah. She was in the tournament because of who her dad is.
We didn't get
Leva,
it really pissed me off.
Yes. Yes, it really pissed me off.
Megan, what do you think about Rachel Evers?
Well, I think she's a pretty good female wrestler. Hello?
Go ahead.
I mean, again, I don't like her. Her second match wasn't good. I can't really remember too much about it. The first one was all right. I actually thought she didn't get offered because of who her dad was.
No, she didn't get offered.
That's what I heard. Was there some beef between her dad and Vince? I don't know. I don't know the breakdown of all that. But that's just kind of what I heard. And then I didn't know she was with Chris Hero either. That was odd.
Well, they showed him at ringside for her entrance, I think, in the second round, something like that. I was like, no shit. Yeah, this is weird. She's a power lifter who's so in shape, and then her boyfriend's Chris fucking Hero, who's probably at the sub shop right now, fucking getting a steak and cheese.
Give himself a Logie Hoagie.
I want a Logie Hoagie. Can I get extra mayo on mine with Swiss on my steak and cheese? It's so good.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Speaking of Logan, what do you think of Rachel Evers? Did she impress or did she drop the ball in your eyes, Logan? Or you didn't see it, actually?
I think I saw a clip of her. I wasn't too impressed.
Logan, you need to come up with some money to start your own sub shop because if we're going to keep plugging it, it needs to exist.
I really want to sell.
I know.
Fucking fried onions, mushrooms.
Fucking Logie's Hoagies is going to be all around the world.
Yes. Like Mean Gene Burgers.
I'm going to want a percentage.
You know the key place to go? Michael can vouch is Navy, Air Force bases for your place, your chain, because them boys are hungry.
You go to Mean Gene's.
There's a ton of them. He had a Mean Gene Burgers at your naval base, right, Michael?
Yes.
When you were younger.
When I was in the military, I was in Mississippi, and there was on base. There was a bowling alley / burger place called Mean Gene's, and it was after Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah, he has his own chain.
So
Wouldn't you know
I
it?
even brought Travis back a napkin with Mean Gene's face on it, just because he didn't believe me.
I wish you still had the napkin.
I gave it to you.
Or I wish I still had it.
Yeah. I brought you back a souvenir and you lost it. So
My God, we're talking about sloppy steak and cheeses. Let's
I'm so glad Logan's play Mean Gene for a minute.
Well, actually, I want to say something since Michael wasn't really on the show last time.
I've been on the show for a month.
The Mae Young Classic. Well, I'm just saying, I want to get your take on it. The Mae Young Classic in 205 Live, one of the dates of 205 Live, was the most watched shows on the WWE Network in the last like 2 months. 205 Live is actually on the list again.
It was the top one.
It's crazy.
Yeah, look at that. Well, expect to
Want to
see.
know why that is? Because, like I said before, the last time I was on a show, because Enzo's on it.
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry, I don't.
Or the pirate Japanese girl.
I don't want to sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about.
There was a pirate Japanese girl in the Bruce Phoenix.
Travis, the last time I was on a show, what did I say? I believe it was on a 205 Live show.
You said fucking Enzo.
I said, if you do not put that belt on Enzo,
it's not on him.
It's not on him
yet.
It's not on
so
him.
Don't call your victory.
But he's going to
Put
get
your
his title
flag
shot.
in the ground.
I wonder why 205 Live is actually getting watched.
Logan, why did I say I missed him again? Top of the show.
You can give me shit all you want. I'm right.
I'm not giving you shit.
I'm
you
right.
The shit, Brett.
I'm right.
God.
I said this.
Yeah, there you're right.
I said this on Cruise Control.
Double stuffed.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, I do. They're
Those
delicious.
Are fucking awesome, actually.
Yes,
let's go.
I do. But I said this on the last Cruise Control, which I was on while I was taking my hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Taking your little prima donna piss break.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You want to throw salt in
I'm
the air?
sorry. People threatened to stab.
No, you don't get a cookie.
Sorry, people threatened to stab my fucking 11-month-old child in the face. I'd take a break from Twitter. My bad. But either way, the last time I was on a show, I said, this was when Enzo was first sent to 205 Live. This was about a month ago.
And we saw it could go either way. We said he was going to put asses on it, viewers on it.
Yes, I said, if you do not put the belt on this guy, you're fucking retarded. I believe you can quote me on that.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
Please don't quote me on that.
Quote me on that because I'm pretty sure that's what I said. That was about 4 weeks ago. I said, if you do not put the belt on this guy, you're fucking retarded.
Not that you've counted the days.
So
not the weeks you're gonna say days.
I haven't counted, but I'm just saying.
Oh,
I wonder why 205 Live's views are up.
Have you watched? Has it gotten your eyes on it?
Have I watched?
Have
yes.
you given it a
sporadically? I have watched.
You think that's what it was? Just everybody was curious.
I don't think it's because they're curious. It's somebody that's actually. It's not just because they put Enzo on 205 Live. But it's because Enzo is more of a mainstream...
Casual merchandise.
Yes. So, of course, they're like, well, where's Enzo? Enzo's on 205. Well, I better watch that then. You know what I mean? So, the casual fan is going to say, where's Enzo? And they're going to go to 205 Live.
And speaking of which, shout out to good buddy Colin, who's on Cruise Control. And Logan,
Who's Colin?
I'm sure you'll meet him soon enough. That'll be the spectacle.
He doesn't want it.
We did say, do you think... We agree for the most part. We said, Logan, we think this is actually going to make the cut. It's going to be, and we'll segue into it now, No Mercy predictions. Let's start with that. I think it's going to make the pay-per-view, not the pre-show this time, just for your fact. Proving you right. I have admitted it over the past couple weeks you've been out about Enzo. I think it will. I think it'll make the cut. Do you think it'll be on the pre-show still, Michael, or do you think it's going to be on the fucking pay-per-view? And who is your winner?
Well, we're still a week off. So
we're at the go-home show tomorrow night.
So who knows what they're going to book. But I would really hope that this match makes it to the main card. I don't want it as the opening match, to be honest with you. Because I know Enzo isn't ready. Enzo is still only been in the wrestling business for, 2 years?
I flat out say right now, my prediction is real simple. I call this, it's going to shock people. Neville's going to squash him. He's going to outclass him. Not like a quick squash, but overall package presentation. Neville's going to win clean, and it's going to look like he outclassed Enzo. And they're gonna try to make it like Enzo's gonna look strong. He gave it his all, but it's gonna expose him for not being as good in the ring, and that's the only risk they're taking, I think. But I think that's how they're gonna book it.
So then you're just gonna...
Because they're going with Cedric either way. I think Cedric's gonna be the guy.
So if you do that, then you're gonna make people like Cedric look like a bag of ass.
How? Cedric's done nothing. Enzo
He was
cheated.
he was in that fatal 5-way.
And then Enzo cheated and rolled the tights to get the win. What did Cedric do? He just beat everybody else in the fucking match, like the true hero. That's why I think they're gonna go Cedric. But what do you think they're gonna put on?
I'm pretty sure I've called Cedric for a long time.
I think we all just want it so bad because it makes too much sense not to.
I think Enzo. I would like to see Enzo as a heel. To be honest with you.
Me too. I agree.
I know he's so over as a babyface right now, and that's fine if he comes up.
That's going to fizzle out.
If he comes back to the main roster, that's fine. But on the 205 Live roster, I think once he beats Neville, which is what I'm predicting, I'm going to go out on a limb.
Look at that. Off the bat.
I'm putting Enzo over.
There you go. Does anybody agree with that? Does anyone on Michael's side on this that Enzo is taking the title? And No Mercy.
I think so.
Look at that. You get a sub, Michael, with some chips.
The Megan.
No mayo, I promise.
What did Logan just say? I'm sorry.
I said no mayo. I
no
promise.
Mayo.
Okay, thank
you.
Like
he's got your back.
I appreciate that. I hate mayonnaise.
There it is. Facts.
The Megan Star. What do you see in this cruiserweight title match at No Mercy? Enzo or the king of the cruiserweights?
Love it.
I think Enzo's gonna get it.
Oh my God! Look at this. I'm outclassed.
So I think Enzo's gonna cheat his way through, and I think Neville's gonna try to go clean, and the cheating's gonna go over. He's gonna get it, but then he's gonna lose it super quick.
You think Enzo's gonna out heel the heel of 205 Live?
Yeah.
I think he has the characteristics to be.
He can do it. I think if anybody's gonna out heel Neville, it's gonna be Enzo. And I think now I think he's gonna find some way to cheat his way through it. He's gonna be I don't want to compare him to Ric Flair because Ric Flair's so much good, but he's gonna be the eye poker and the tight, he's gonna have brass knuckles down his trunks or something. He's gonna be that kind of heel.
Just swerve.
That would be
a double switch. You turn.
Well, now I almost want to switch my pick because everybody's agreeing with me except for you.
I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going with Neville. And
you think Neville's going to win in squash?
I didn't mean like a quick squash, but I mean as an overall match presentation, it's going to come off like he's outclassed. No matter what Enzo does, Neville's got his number because he's a better athlete. I think that's how they're going to book it. It's going to keep Enzo strong in their eyes.
I like your pick, but I'm sticking with that.
I don't think Enzo needs the title. I think Enzo's doing his job without the title. He's got all the ratings up with no fucking title in sight. It's all about the chase anyway. You kill the chase already. Everybody already got their payoff. There goes your eyes. String it along for another pay-per-view if you're going to do it at least.
I like your pick.
I don't know. It's either way with this. It's that tight net on this match, Michael. Well, what else we got on No Mercy here? We got tag belts.
Tag title match. We have the champs.
Shield.
Wow. Shield-ish.
No. Shield. I won't say D.
Yeah. Shield versus
Cesaro and Sheamus.
The Bar.
The Bar. What bar is he this week? Logan, who do you got the tag belts match? Wow, what a segue.
Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Me too. That's what I got. Champs retaining. I think they're going to string this out until I still think Ambrose is going to heel on Rollins at the end of this. Megan, who do you got?
I'm going with Ambrose and Rollins. They're gonna drag this out for a little bit longer.
Michael, do we have?
I actually think that what I would love to see is Cesaro turn on Sheamus and break that up,
and put him
and not Sheamus turn on
babyface,
and then. Well, I mean, no. I want to see if Cesaro could go heel.
Look at that, Michael.
That's really what I want.
Sheamus
can be babyface. He's done it. He's been there, whatever. I don't care so much about Sheamus. I don't care about Sheamus. I like Cesaro, and I want to see him go heel and kind of maybe see another feud between them, but have it the other way around. because they were a feud before, and it was Cesaro was the babyface and Sheamus was the heel.
Huh.
So let's see what they can do flopping it.
It's good outside the box thing. I like that. You're on my booking committee. Michael, is this going to be our first
Yay.
unanimous around the board decision? The Sheamus retaining.
Absolutely not.
Oh, look at that. You're the asshole.
I'm
this
going
go
with the Bar.
The
I like
Bar.
the Bar
Oh.
taking the titles back here. I think long term, you cannot have Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose as a team. I just don't see it. They're two big stars in the company. I obviously would like to see Ambrose as a heel. We've already seen Rollins. Rollins is just starting to get over as a babyface finally. I know it's been a couple months and people are like, what do you mean he's just starting?
It's because they changed
No,
his
he's
music.
He's just starting to get more over as a babyface. They've been pushing him as a babyface for a while now, but he's just starting to get over as a babyface.
You plant the seed. You
And
gotta
I think
wait
and I think
sometimes.
Ambrose is the guy that needs to have the turn. I think
Yeah,
Ambrose
I
needs
agree.
to be a heel. I think he was way more entertaining as a heel. I would love to see the Ambrose turn on Rollins here for the loss, and I would love to see the Bar get the titles back here, and then maybe work. I'm just throwing it out there. The Authors of Pain,
For SummerSlam.
perhaps.
Excuse me, not SummerSlam. Well, down the road in the fall. I don't
Survivor
even know where we're at.
Series.
It all blends together.
Survivor Series.
Something-ish. Something like that.
Something. But I would like to see the Bar get the titles back here. I think you need more. I think the heels.
You put the Bar babyface against the Authors of Pain.
You could have that.
You bring back Joe from injury with the Authors of Pain as a stable.
You could have that, or you could also have the Authors of Pain still staying heel and working the heel versus heel match.
Yeah.
I would love to see the Bar versus the Authors of Pain. I would love to see Cesaro against those guys, especially.
Yeah.
So,
I like everybody's booking on that. That's why I like
There's
it.
so many unique ideas that you can go around the table
Yeah.
and pick
I think
each
one of those two titles is changing hands. I don't see both of those titles staying with who they have. Book it right now. I bet my house on it. One of those two titles is switching. So I'm not sure which one, but I'm gonna go ahead and predict both of them.
Speaking of titles, keep the train moving. The ladies, the women's Raw Women's title 4-way. You got
Fatal
Emma,
4-way,
Nia
yeah.
Jax, Alexa Bliss, Cash Me Outside Girl, Sasha Banks.
And Emma.
I'm still going with Alexa Bliss.
Emma in a title match.
Yeah. Going with Alexa Bliss to retain. Heel tactics. Make it simple, short and sweet. Anybody want to go next? Does anybody care about this match?
I'm going.
Because the way they booked it, honestly, I don't care. Who the fuck is a babyface and heel now? Did that not happen? Did Nia Jax not just evolution Alexa Bliss's ass the other week? And now all of a sudden they're like friends, they're talking back. What the fuck? I hate WWE when they do this shit. Stop. They Men in Black you. They want you to look into the pen and pretend you forget shit sometimes. I didn't forget that shit. So now I don't care. I don't care. Fucking Alexa Bliss, my pick. Mike.
I'm going with the upset special. I'm going with Emma. Emma, your new Raw Women's Champion. She has not been booked very well. She has been kind of left out of this feud. I don't know. I have a feeling, and I feel like Emma, over her social media output, could be the next Raw Women's Champion. Megan, what do you think about this match?
I think it's horrible. I'm just gonna put that out there. I go all over with this one.
What's horrible, Megan?
Well, I mean, it's just what Travis said about the whole Nia turned on Bliss, and then now they're talking, and then why is Sasha Banks here? I don't know. Why are we still pushing her for the title match? I'm not a huge Sasha Banks fan. I'm not against her, but she's had it a bunch of times. Why are we still using her? And then Emma, that was kind of just a curveball where you're like, oh, okay, well, she's
it's supposed to be Bayley, but Bayley's injured, so.
Yes.
And it would not be the first time WWE had to throw that curveball and went with it.
See, there's where I kind of go, because I don't think Bliss is going to retain. And I don't think Nia Jax is going to win, even though personally I would love to see the belt on Jax. that leaves Emma or Banks. And Banks would be the more predictable one because it seems to be she hasn't had a title for a moment. They're going to give it back to her because that's just kind of how the rotation
right.
is
She hasn't
going
had it in,
currently,
like, 3
even though
weeks.
it's crap. Right? I kind of am with you where I would like to see Emma win it, but are they going to go that way and do that shock value? I don't know. I don't know how this one's going to go. I mean, automatically when I first heard it, I'm like, oh, Banks is going to get it. So I'm just going to go with Banks.
All right, we have
Because that's...
4 women in this match. 3 different predictions.
Yeah.
Logan, you are the 4th and final thought on this match.
Logan Hogan. Brother.
Where do you think this match is going? Who do you like?
Nia Jax.
Wow, we have 4 different picks.
You did events. Wow.
We have
body drop.
Logan, did you just do that for shock value, or did you?
I think you did. I think there's a little Hollywood in that answer.
Or did you do it because that's actually who?
He just wants asses in the seats.
Is that who you think's gonna win, Logan?
I honestly think Nia Jax is gonna win, and here's why. She's been pushed as like a dominant force, but then again, she loses to Sasha Banks during a number 1 contenders match, and then Sasha Banks goes and beats Bliss. I don't see him doing the shock value, but I've also don't see Alexa Bliss retaining, and Sasha Banks doesn't need the title right now. I think Nia Jax wins the title, and then she'll feud with a couple like Sasha, Bayley when she returns, and Alexa Bliss down the road, and then that will lead to Asuka finally coming in and beating Nia Jax, and then keeping her little title reign going.
Well, there you have it, Travis.
Look at that.
4 people. 4 different picks on the women's title match. Somebody's going to be right.
That's a first.
And 3 people are going to be wrong.
Speaking of the show, man, it's been a monster show. We are nearing the finish line. Real quick, as far as the No Mercy card, are there any other matches besides Roman and Cena and, of course, the main event? I can't think about it. Are there any, like, grudge matches not for a title booked?
I don't think they've been booked yet.
There's a rumor going around that The Miz will face Jason Jordan for the Intercontinental title.
That was the one question I have for Travis. Is there an Intercontinental title match?
Yeah, I didn't think there was booked yet. But if they do that, I would go.
I'm picking The Miz.
Yeah. Michael, real quick, we didn't review any Raw or anything. Real quick, Vince, man, the first thing I want to talk, taking the hard way headbutt. That son of a goddamn madman.
That's SmackDown.
I know, but we're not doing any reviews. It's just a tidbit. Because we got to talk about that real quick before we get to the 2 big main events. That's all we got left for the show. Holy shit. Best thing I've seen all year. One of the top 3 things by far. And everyone's saying that they feared Kevin Owens might be released. Did he go too far? You know, you can picture Vince back saying, just lay it in now. Give
Vince
it to me.
has always been that guy to say, if you're going to headbutt me, you better fucking headbutt me.
But that was amazing. That's a throwback to the glorified Attitude Era, but that was great. And I'm sure everyone on the show agrees.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. No,
Logan, what'd you think?
That was good.
It was the best moment of 2017. Plain and simple.
Do you guys think, like I do, that
the best moment of 2017?
I cannot really argue that. There's not
the Hardys at WrestleMania.
That those 2, top, it's neck and neck. But they're the great one, Michael. That's probably what I would have said if I thought about it. Do you think this made Kevin Owens? He's set for at least he could ride off this momentum for a year at least. Just that's how well this was executed.
No, I think he's already made.
I mean, he was borderline.
This definitely helped him.
This was like
this is a former Universal
put him over the top.
This is a former Universal Champion for quite a while.
Yeah, but he was booked like complete shit as Universal.
He was still Universal Champion for a good, 5-6 months? So, I mean, to say that him headbutting Vince McMahon made him, that's a stretch for me.
Because I think it did, flat out. But I think this put his career set in stone for a positive direction. But this definitely,
hopefully, after he goes over it at Hell in a Cell, which I think he will, I think this definitely puts him in the main event picture after Nakamura wins the belt off of...
Yeah. You're knocking Owens into the Rumble season. Oh, I like that. That's tasty. Tasty cakes. Ask you this real quick. Ask you this. If he loses to Shane, does that hurt Owens? Does that kill it dead?
Absolutely.
Or do you think he could ride the momentum just off the Vince attack?
I think he has to win over Shane.
I think he kind of does too.
I think Shane puts up a good fight like he did with AJ Styles at WrestleMania. but Shane loses. That's why Shane's here. He's to put over guys.
This
You know
part
what
of
I mean?
the episode, guys, is the equivalent of kind of like cleaning out our emails. We got to catch up on everything
Yes.
you missed that was really newsworthy. So
Yes.
you did a good job of it.
Kevin Owens has to go over here.
Well,
If Kevin Owens doesn't go
to
over in
me-
Hell in a Cell, it's a giant injustice as far as booking goes in WWE.
Go ahead, Logan. Let Logan go.
To me, this little run that he's had lately with Shane McMahon and Vince, it reminded me of his Ring of Honor days when there was nothing for him, and then he came back. It was like, I don't give a fuck, Kevin Owens. But it was Kevin Steen back then.
The kill
That's
scene
what I
kill.
see.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
This reminds me when he first came up. He didn't care. He went after John Cena, and people were like, "You're crazy." And then he beat John Cena. So I think Kevin Owens, like I said before, has to go over here. If he does not go over in this match, I would like to speak to all of the people in charge of booking in WWE and ask them, in reality, please give me an extended answer on why Kevin Owens did not go over.
Let me throw something to Megan real quick to get her two cents on this. Megan, there's also the risk, because in my opinion, Michael, we haven't seen this shocking since probably the Orton thing, kicking Vince in the head. That didn't really pan out the best, Megan, the Orton thing. I think they wanted to ride the shock.
I thought it was more shocking when he kicked Stephanie in the head.
Did he kick Stephanie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember
That's
that.
when you
No,
saw Triple H fucking do
he,
a snap
I
job.
thought he kissed
Didn't
her.
he do a...
No, that's when you saw him, Triple H, do a snap job, and then he fucking... That's when the whole thing he really heated up.
Maybe he just RKO'd her. I don't remember him kicking her.
No, he kicked her in the head.
I don't know. Huh.
He kicked her in the head, and then that's when you saw Triple H do his fucking...
Yeah, that's shaky.
Yeah,
shaky
that's when you
foot up.
saw him do that.
But Megan, what do you think they could go that route too and completely drop the ball on this?
Oh, they could totally drop the ball with this. I mean, it's been said where this is like, they're kind of comparing this to the Stone Cold. You know, Stone Cold against Vince. This is where they're trying to go with this, and I think that may be a little too much for Kevin Owens.
Just compare it to Kevin Owens is what people should do. Don't compare it to anything, because it's never going to live up.
Right? Yeah, so I think he has to, I'm with Mike, he has to win. He has to win against Shane, and it has to be a good match. It can't be some, Shane's going to have to
Jump
jump
off
around
the
and
cell.
do his, he's going to have to do some crazy stuff like he always does, to sell it. But in the end, KO has to win, or this could be where, okay, can KO be a mid-carder? I don't think he can. I think he has too much of a personality to be mid-card. So this could make or break him.
And I also agree, Michael. I think the memorable moment for SmackDown at Survivor Series is going to be Nakamura winning the title finally. And I think...
Well, it's going to be Hell in a Cell, I think.
Hell in a Cell?
Nakamura is finally going to take that belt off of Jinder.
I think they may stretch it out to Survivor Series.
I hope not.
Because they just want to.
Because I think Jinder has.
It's making everyone want to see him lose.
It's not just of my partiality. I think Jinder has really hurt the brand on SmackDown. To be honest with you, he is, and the problem with me is people are talking about the Shane and Owens feud more than they're talking about the Nakamura.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
They're talking about that more than the actual world title feud, which is even more of a hello. You may need to take that belt off of Jinder. Like, he's not doing you any good as far as business goes.
Yeah.
They try to sell it as he's opening up a new brand, and no, he's not. You look at the ratings in India; they have not changed because people know he's not from India; he's from Canada.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, they're not stupid.
He got that monster reaction a few weeks
back
in Canada. It's good for Jinder.
People aren't stupid. Quit trying to sell it as this guy's from India.
Michael,
he's not from India.
Michael, but real quick, Logan, you're about to say something. I want to get your input.
Sorry about that. I was just going to say there's rumors going around that Kevin Owens, after this feud with Shane McMahon, he will go jump into a feud with Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode is a babyface, Michael. Thank you, Logan, for another springboard segment. It's kind of hard to make someone heel with that music, because that music, how do you make a guy heel with that fucking music? Bobby,
What do you mean, how do you make him heel? He's been a heel
because
with that
crowd,
music.
but I don't know.
Just because they sing along with
He's
your music
always
doesn't
it's
make
always
you a
been
baby face.
50-50 at every takeover. The crowd was 50-50 for Bobby Roode, 50-50 for the other guy, Nakamura. Anybody's ever been in there with? Yes, don't shake your head. It's true. Bobby Roode was over more than McIntyre by far at takeover.
Well, duh.
Come on, give Drew a break. God, if you guys could have seen the look I just got when I said give Drew a break. Bobby Roode is babyface.
Vince McMahon is actually a big fan of. Vince is actually a big fan of Bobby.
I'm sure he
should
is.
be.
He
He
probably
sees a
sees
lot of-
himself as Bobby
And
Roode.
the problem, my problem is with Bobby Roode is these fucking smarks on the internet talking about how he's boring in the ring and how this and that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I've gone on defense for Bobby Roode a lot. You know why? Because he actually has some psychology to his fucking matches.
There you go.
You know why?
Preach.
Because he
Yep.
tells a fucking story.
Very
You
true.
know what? He works the body part, and guess what? He works that body part the whole fucking
You
match.
don't gotta cut a promo
I'm
in
sorry,
my face.
This is my rant.
God.
You brought him up. This is my rant. This is my problem. He works the body part. He works it the whole fucking match. He works the neck. Guess what? He's going to work that neck the whole match to set up for what? His finish.
Yeah.
That's what a good heel does. That's what a good wrestler does. If you're going to have a match, you need to work on a body part. And guess what? The opponent needs to sell it. And then, guess what? It's going to set up for the finish.
And that's not just wrestling, that's MMA. You pick a body
For
part.
example-
Baseball, you pick a hitter's weak parts in the strike zone. You pick apart all weaknesses. That makes logical sense in any competitive
So
thing.
why does that make him a babyface? Because people sing along with his entrance? I think he is the prototypical.
Wait, that's not what
You know
what
who
are
I
you
think?
talking about?
I'm sorry. You know who I think would be
We're-
perfect for Bobby Roode as a manager?
God.
Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobby and Bobby. Bam.
And then book him as the son of Rick Rude and keep the legacy going.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Look how great that could have been.
Wolfpack too sweet on that. Boom. Guys,
Bobby the Brain Heenan and Bobby
I was
Roode.
just gonna
Think
say-
about those promos.
let Logan go.
I was going to just say Michael is 110% correct on that. Like, his opinion is on point. And for example, when somebody knows how to needs to learn how to sell and needs to learn how to work on a body part.
Bailey.
For example, Kalisto.
Well,
He got his
The
knee
flippy-dippy
and
guy.
leg taken out the whole entire match, and then he does a springboard moonsault. What
like
kind of
WCW
how do you
Cruiserweight
s-
days.
Can I say something? I know that the Kyrie Sane, and everyone loves Kyrie Sane. Shayna Baszler worked on her fucking elbow the whole match, which I liked because that's the elbow
Yep.
she moved. Even the announcer said it.
And
What'd you win the match with, Michael?
The elbow.
The fucking
That's
elbow.
What I was gonna say.
It's everywhere. It's an epidemic. We're in that point of wrestling where God, everybody does this shit, and it's this fast-paced New Japan competitive back and forth shit.
But that's what the crowd wants.
You got to make the.
They want more fast-paced, entertaining wrestling. It doesn't have to make sense, for fuck's sake.
Let's talk about it now, guys. Let's get. You think it got juicy before?
I'm sorry, we didn't ask. We didn't ask Megan
Oh, sorry. I didn't
what
know there
she
was
thought
another
of
question.
Bobby Roode as a babyface.
Oh. But all apologies. I didn't know that I was still asking people.
Bobby Roode is a Bobby Roode is a babyface. No,
Thank you.
no, you can't. I mean, he is. Yeah, like I mean,
Talk about
he
the
has the
perfect Paul
bejeweled
Heyman.
robe.
Well, I don't throw it to people and cut them off
I'm
right
sorry.
away. God. Go ahead, Meg.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
apologies.
he has old school, heel. I mean, again, yeah, he works the body parts, so he knows what he's doing inside there. He's great on the mic. He comes out in a robe that's just, you can't help but hate him because he has all this stuff and he has this, and you can't have that. And I don't know why people are hating on that. Because they're like, oh, that's so gross. But Ric Flair
Because he
did
doesn't
it, and
dive
everybody
through the
still-
middle rope.
People don't remember Ric Flair was also a babyface in 90, 89. It was a successful run.
Well,
83,
he
the
did.
first Starrcade babyface. But
Harley Race.
I mean,
I think Bobby
The
Roode is
Harley Race.
Bobby Roode. Yeah, Harley Race, you're right.
Okay.
Not the first Starrcade. Bobby Roode, it's a harder sell for me as a babyface than Ric Flair. Because Flair can kind of go either way. I don't know, it's just me.
yeah.
I think Bobby Roode should be face.
I want
Mm.
an opinion on everybody. How would you guys like to see Bobby Roode with Paul Heyman?
I don't think he needs
Oh.
him because he can talk really well.
He may not need him, But my God, would that make a fucking star?
Just as the package overall to add.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That would remind
Put him
me.
over the top.
That would remind me of the Mr. Perfect Bobby Brain-esque connection there.
I can see that, definitely. I can see that.
Especially, that would give... How many times you seen Paul Heyman on SmackDown? That would give SmackDown ratings a boost.
Yeah, but does Paul Heyman
Especially
want to travel,
with football back in season now.
Yeah.
You know the Raw ratings are going to go down because of Monday Night Football.
Yep.
And SmackDown is going to need to pick up the slack. So who better to put with your premier SmackDown new star than Paul Heyman?
Could see that. I could see him doing that to put him over the top, but you can't put Paul Heyman someone's babyface. I don't see that working.
I don't say.
I take that back. Because Brock's a babyface.
I'm just saying I would never see Bobby Roode as a babyface. I can't do it.
Brock isn't even actually a fucking babyface.
He's a
Brock.
tweener.
He's Brock.
Yeah.
Does what he wants. He goes hunting, he bangs Sable.
I do not see Bobby Roode as a babyface at all.
Let's get down to the action, Michael. Something we said it a million times tonight, but
Bobby Roode's going to have a match at that pay-per-view. It's probably going to be against somebody like...
I'm saying Ziggler. I'm saying Ziggler and Roode at Hell in a Cell.
Ziggler's already booking himself as a heel.
We'll see.
I would put Bobby Roode with somebody like Sami Zayn. It doesn't even have to be in a cell.
Roman Reigns, John Cena, these weeks and weeks of promos we got back and forth. I would kind of think, after all this stuff we've seen, and I think it's all been great. I'll say that flat out to everyone. I think every promo, I wouldn't say they've been amazing, but they've been good. They've been captivating, maybe, like what they're going to say next, and that's what you need to do in wrestling. I think Roman needs to win. I think Roman is winning, guys. I think the way it's just been built up is for him to win. A lot of people, American Badass Undertaker is going to come back. I don't know. That's fucking rose-colored glasses, guys. I really don't know. The way he went out at Mania, I just don't know. But maybe, Logan, you disagree. Maybe you completely disagree. You think Cena is five-knuckle shuffling all the way back to Hollywood or attempt to go to Hollywood. I did love the I know a guy line on Raw. That was tremendous. But the obvious, Roman burying himself with lines like, I draw money now when the ratings and money are in the shits. That's why we've lost fucking Pyro. Go ahead.
I want to throw it to Megan. I want to go last.
Oh. Okay.
The incomparable. The Megan Star on Twitter.
Oh, go ahead. I think Roman Reigns needs to win. I don't know if he's going to win because it's almost kind of like you don't go against Cena, but Cena almost kind of seems like the guy that's almost allowing people to win over him to an extent to give them the push. And he, I think, okay, so their promos have been good. It has pushed Roman Reigns to a place where he needed to be pushed. He needed to be pushed on that mic. He needed to he needed somebody who's going to be like, okay, dude, I'm giving you this opportunity. Now take it. And when you don't take it, I'm going to roast you. And then that's going to irritate you. So you're going to come back the next week and you're going to be better, right? That's kind of how I feel like this is going. It's almost kind of like a teaching thing for Roman. So maybe he can take the whole Cena crown or whatever Cena has, being the man. I think Roman needs to win. And is Cena gonna lose and then go to Hollywood? I know he has a bunch of stuff, but it's not like there's a title on the line or anything. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns. I'm gonna say he's gonna win.
Michael, I said I'm very good. I totally agree. I said while you stepped out, I think Roman needs to win the way this has been built up and stuff. Who do you think's coming out of this, and who needs it more? Since we're running low on time,
I got Cena.
You got Cena.
Yep.
You think Taker's coming back to cost Roman?
They set up something down the road with Reigns and Cena.
To a rematch.
Whether it's Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, whenever Cena decides to come back, I think Cena gets the win here to motivate Reigns.
Clean.
Yeah, I like him. I like him to get it clean.
Look at that.
I think he gets it in a back and forth match. I think Cena gets the win here to set up something down the line to set up Reigns for his title push. I don't think you can set up Reigns with his title push now. I think it has to wait a little bit. I think it has to go to at least Survivor Series Royal Rumble where they have their rematch. And then I see Reigns getting his win back.
You just want it to happen for the memes on Twitter the next day. LOL, Cena wins.
No.
That's exactly what I
No,
want that to happen.
that's not it. I just
I'm
see
just
it.
kidding.
I think it makes more sense, booking wise.
Yeah.
Even with Cena taking time off, I think it makes more sense for
I think
Cena to
that-
get the win in the first match.
That would get shock
then
value,
Cena-
but I think that kills Roman. Like, why
Doesn't
would they
kill
want to see the
Roman.
rematch?
Doesn't kill Roman.
Oh, you take a risk.
It doesn't have to be clean, I guess. But I see. I still
If
see
it's
it going any
clean,
other way.
completely fucking clean.
It could be controversial.
Make it controversial. I have a better outlook on it then.
It
But
could
if
be
you wanted it-
controversial.
you said
However you want to
clean.
make it
You said
controversial.
napkins at the dinner table. Keep it clean,
I
governor.
would like to see it clean, to be honest with you, and then I'd like to see Roman win clean in the next match.
One man standing in this veritable battle royal. Logan, Roman, or Cena at No Mercy.
Neither.
Oh Christ, Logan is putting the
What?
Logan, you got Taker coming out, don't you? I know you do.
I have Undertaker coming out, choke slamming both of them, and the rumor going around right now is at Survivor Series it will be John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Taker in a triple threat match in the main event.
For what?
The winner gets to bang my daughter.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. For what?
For what?
Apparently,
For a title shot.
Undertaker's and apparently with the promos about John Cena mentioning an old vet with a bad hip, and Roman Reigns bragging about
did see that
beating Taker at WrestleMania. That's what's going to lead Undertaker to return.
That's
Won't
the exact Undertaker rumor I saw too.
Won't happen.
It's about
Mark
because
my
of the
words.
hip
Won't
comment.
happen.
It's definitely got us all interested in see what they're gonna do. I would say so.
The reason why I think it might happen is they think having Undertaker work a triple threat match, it won't be as bad as him having to do a whole lot of everything in a singles
Why'd he
match.
put his gear in the ring?
So,
Here's the thing everybody's failed to mention. We have to sit through the actual fucking match. Do you guys think it's gonna be a fuck fest, just a bunch of false finishes, teasing finishers? Do you think it's going to surprise everyone, Michael? Maybe you think they're going to have a Meltzer-rated fucking match. I think it's going to... The way they've booked it with the promos has everyone invested, but we're going into just waiting around for 10 minutes for something to happen, a run-in or something. I don't want it to be that kind of match. I want it to be a good match. Good story told. Maybe Cena, there's like a knee injury in the match told, and maybe you could transition. That's why he takes time off if he loses. Work a body part, like you were saying. How do you think the match is going to be itself, Michael? Because I know you've been dying to see this match for years. Years.
Actually, I am kind of excited for this match, to be
Go
honest
ahead.
with you.
Preach to him.
Just the build up for everything. I'm actually surprised by how well it's gone. As far as the in-ring talking and all that, they haven't really touched.
Yeah.
We
didn't mention that either.
That's a good old school feel there where they don't really touch. You got two baby faces just talking shit to each other. I like that. I really do enjoy that.
But when done right, and we'll get to this later, that's why I'm assuming you have Braun and Brock. I thought that's when handled right when they do touch. But continue. We'll get to that.
It's just come to the point where I think I'm going to be surprised by the match, to be honest with you, because to be in all honesty with everyone here, I don't think Roman Reigns is that bad in the ring.
I don't think any of us do. I think we would all agree.
No.
I think Roman Reigns has come a long way, and I think John Cena has come a long way. I think these two have the capability to have a really good match. I think they're going to get time at this pay-per-view. I think it's going to be 20 minutes.
Some guys...
I could see 20 minutes in this pay-per-view.
Some guys, no matter how much they've improved, just don't have chemistry. And I can't remember the last time these two actually locked up. Like Shield days, you would have to say maybe. Something like that.
I think you're still going to see a lot of spots.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see a lot of false
kind
finishes.
of like Rock and Cena was.
Well, yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of false finishes, but I think this match itself has the possibility to be a good match.
Megan, is this going to be for the greater good and the glory, or a shitty bitty gumdrops and just a slop fest kind of match? I don't know what the hell that was. It's getting late.
And by the way, if I see The Undertaker coming out to interfere with anything, I see him costing Roman Reigns, not John Cena.
There you have it. Meggy Weggy gumdrops.
Because you can say as much as you want to about John Cena calling him a grizzled vet with a bad hip. Roman Reigns has spent 6 months talking about how he retired The Undertaker.
You ruined my silly preschool segue,
Just saying.
Megan.
Roman
Was
Reigns.
it worth it? Who do you
I
want to
think it
die?
was.
I'll take one.
I think
from
it
you now.
was.
Paul Roma.
I think
Dead. Just took him.
You're a dick. But I still think Roman Reigns deserves to be fucked up by The Undertaker more than John Cena. That's what... Because every time Roman Reigns comes into a ring, I've done something you haven't. I retired The Undertaker. Every fucking time we say, I retired The Undertaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I see him being the one that gets fucked up.
Michael has a valid point because Undertaker did return after every time after Lesnar defeated Taker at Mania to end the streak. That's all that was mentioned every week by Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar did this. Brock Lesnar did that. Roman Reigns is doing the exact same thing, and if Undertaker does return, there's your reason.
Cena. But Megan, we were going to you. You like that tricky bitty gumdrop?
No, I want to redo it. I get a read. I get a mulligan.
Right.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Meggy Weggy, eggs and bakey. Who do you got, Roman or Cena? At No Mercy. Redemption, Michael?
Indeed.
I'm gonna go with Roman.
Thank you.
I think it's gonna be some weird match just to see. I think they're building it up to see who is the best. And so they're going to have to bring out all of their, 6 moves that they each have and prove who's going to be the best one and make it go for about 20 minutes.
So, Megan, I have a question for you. Is it going to be is Roman Reigns versus John Cena? Is it going to be similar to Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania?
No.
4 minutes of...
It was a good 5.
It's okay.
I thought that was a really good Goldberg match.
For a Goldberg match, it's fucking 5 stars.
For a Goldberg match, it was good.
Especially
but
at 50 years old.
I think, this match I hope is better than that one. I hope it isn't like, Roman Reigns comes in, he misses with a spear, goes into the post, an AA gets hit, and it's over. I hope it's not like that.
Well, they both struggled to beat Jason Jordan in 20 minutes, so I'm hoping this match goes 20 minutes.
I was okay with that because it helped Jason Jordan, too. He lost both those, but it made him look competitive. And those were actually really pretty good matches.
Yes, so I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm thinking best case scenario, this comes off like a Braun and Roman. Like an intense fight.
Yeah.
Something good. Something to catch everybody off guard.
We don't have a heel.
We have a Logan who's left up to bat. He's been on deck, ready to go. His prediction for Big Match John and Ramblin' Roman Reigns. Who do you got, Logan? Imagine if that was his gimmick. He came out like a
He already said he was picking Roman.
I already said I was picking nobody, remember?
Oh, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Michael!
He said, yeah.
Some people get better with age and experience. Roll your eyes, Michael. Sorry, guys. Give me a break.
I said he was picking Roman, so... Shows how much we were paying attention.
There you have it. The match I'm so excited for. The main event, of course, Universal title. Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar. Braun's fucking Strowman. I know, Michael. Give me a break. Oh, this build-up. Oh, my God, this build-up, Michael. It's been done right every step of the way. Every week, I think they're going to jinx it and make a wrong turn. You don't like it.
I disagree.
Wow.
I disagree.
I want to hear this.
I disagree on the build-up, but...
Go.
I think it should have been more 50-50 build-up. I think it would have made for a more intriguing match. But firstly, as far as predictions go, Logies Hoagies, who you got?
Braun Strowman.
Braun!
Okay, other than that horrible impression, why?
How's mine? Top notch? Or bottom bitch?
I'll give it a B.
I think the Universal title needs to be relevant on Monday Night Raw, and Braun Strowman will make it relevant. If you keep it on Brock, and Brock's gone until 2018, which 3 months or whatever, I know it doesn't really mean anything because we've seen it happen before, but at the same time, I just think this is Braun Strowman's time. Braun has earned it. Braun's over. Braun is everything. He's dominant, and he's one of them guys that can go toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar and everybody will be like, hey, if Brock Lesnar loses to him, it doesn't hurt him at all.
Yeah,
All right.
very good, Logan. Very
Megan Starr. Who you got?
I'm going with the big guy Braun Strowman. My thing is because you've been reading all over the internet that Brock Lesnar is going to be out until 2018. I think what will happen is Braun will win. He will hold it. Royal Rumble will happen. And I bet you Brock will be one of the mystery, we don't know who this number is going to be, entries, and then he'll dominate the Royal Rumble. Then we'll see them, or we'll see the title somewhere down the line. I think it's Braun Strowman's time. He really has shown himself. He's broken a ring. He's been smashed inside an ambulance and all. I mean, he deserves it. He's been working it. So that's who I pick.
Well, there you have it. Travis, who you got in the main event?
For the very same reason, real life contractual disputes, totally the 2018 shit. I'm going with Braun. I think they need to capitalize it, like Logan said, to steal something from his and to steal something from Megan with the real life stuff, the 2018 stuff. So throw it on a blender. I got the same pick as them, Braun, all the way. And I like he's got a new shirt that we saw. Michael Whipwreck. I don't know what kind of name to give you. You're looking at me like you wanted a nickname off
Don't you ever compare me to Mikey Whipwreck?
Mikey Whipwreck was okay for a weird looking guy.
This is the toughest match on the card for me to pick.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem I have with this is, like I told you earlier, the build up to this. It's been all,
I think it's the easiest match.
It's been all Braun, which makes me wonder: is Brock gonna come through here? Because it's been all Braun on the build up, and it wouldn't be the first time where WWE kept the belt on somebody that's not going to be around for 3 months. So that's my biggest problem with this. My heart says Braun,
but your dick says Brock.
My head says Brock, to be honest with you. So for once, I'm gonna go with my heart.
And not your dick.
Oh,
yep.
Look at that.
I'm gonna go with Braun. I'm gonna make it unanimous.
Hey, I know you got a beer and a coffee, but to new beginnings, Michael.
I've been calling this
Cheers.
for quite a while, I believe. Braun Strowman is your top guy.
I agree.
And I see him holding that belt until the Royal Rumble, where he loses it to Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns is your Universal Champion.
Balor Reigns in the Mania?
No, I have Brock and Reigns in Mania, which is the predictions for now. That's what WWE's going with. I agree with Megan on who wins the Rumble. I see Brock winning the Rumble. I see that setting up Brock, Roman 2, this time with no interference. I think the crowd's going to shit on it, but I think that's what Vince wants. And what Vince wants, Vince gets.
I don't think they're going to shit on it because it's Brock. Megan, Logan, can you guys hear me real quick?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
I think they're just going to go nuts for Brock and just boo the shit out of Roman because Brock will get a better reaction. He'll get some kind of reaction to Brock.
Well, I mean, they're both going to get a reaction, but I don't think the crowd. This isn't going to be the match they want to see at WrestleMania, but it's just going to be the match. It's just the way it is. Wouldn't be the first time WWE made you fucking take it and like it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at Orton and Triple H. How many times they do that? And we were like, are you kidding me? So it's...
Well, Michael, if anything, we'll be here next week for the No Mercy post show. We don't know who's going to pop up. Maybe Logies Hoagies will be sponsoring.
Maybe nobody.
Catering. Maybe nobody. Maybe old school in it. But...
When's the last time we did a post show with just me and you?
Hey, you know what? That sounds like a good voyage. Let's do it. Old school it for No Mercy. But let's thank our good buddies for being on tonight. Trudging through monsters shown for your return, Michael. First, the lovely and talented and incomparable...
The Megan Starr. Thank you for coming on this evening for my return, my welcome back. Thank you for coming on for Bobby the Brain. Thank you for coming on for our No Mercy predictions. Megan, what do you got to say?
You guys are breaking up. I think you said my name. So, thank you for having me. It's been fun, like always. Again, you can find me again on pretty much any platform at the Megan Starr. That's with 2 E's, 2 R's, all about the doubles.
about those doubles. Mr. 205 Live, Cruise Control, Future Wrestling Podcast with Broski at
The
First in the
owner
Morning.
of Logie's Hoagies, the king of cold cuts, Logan Myers himself.
The sexiest sub shop this side of the Mississippi. Logan, thank you, my good pally, for stopping by on Michael's return.
Oh, it was fun. It was amazing. Always glad to be on a podcast again with Michael, even though
Thank
most
you.
of the time he's always on my ass about something. But
See,
if
you gotta
guys
take
wanna
a
check
shot.
me out-
You just couldn't deal with it.
I didn't take no shots.
It wouldn't
I'm
be
actually
slam
giving a
pick.
I went a
compliment.
whole show without giving him shit. And he has to do that.
I can't believe it. I didn't do a shot. That's the thing.
Big old money shot right at the end of the scene, all over your face.
I'm giving you a compliment that you did it you didn't do anything on the whole entire show. I'm surprised. But if you guys would like to check me out on Twitter at LoganMyers144,
He's making
please check out
choking
Future-
motions. I'm sorry to cut you off. Michael is making choking motions like he wants to strangle you. Plug your shit. Where can everybody check you out, Logan?
Well, like I said, LoganMyers144 on Twitter and Future Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Go subscribe, like, watch, and enjoy.
Man, Michael, welcome back. It feels good. God, it's good to have you back. What a show. Magic was created with the four of us tonight. I love our predictions. Paid tribute to one of the all-time greats. At least we ended on a good note. Real quick, Michael, where can everyone check you out and what you do?
Everyone can check me out at Mike the Slam Pig on Twitter, at Mike the Sitting Slam Pig on YouTube. That new channel's coming out real quick. Make sure you're looking for it. As always, check us out as a whole. The Hibiki TMD, Slam Pig's Cruise Control, the reset button, 205 Live. That's Cruise Control.
Well,
But it's
most
still
of it.
there. Make sure to check out Logan, Future Wrestling Podcast, for that guy who gets angry for no reason. There you have it, Travis.
You done? You good? As always, follow me on Twitter at TheHibiki. Check out the reset button, Slam Picks Podcast, Slam Picks Cruise Control, K-Faith Today Podcast, all first thing in the morning on YouTube, Grapple Listen, and Team Laser Mouse, Michael. Failed to even
Team
neglect
Turbo.
that. Welcome to Team Laser Mouse.
Oh.
We threw it on the reset button. We thanked them, but
I see he wasn't my favorite American Gladiator.
Laser was used up there.
No,
Ice.
I like Turbo.
Oh.
Ice was a woman.
Whenever I review American Gladiators,
Ice was the deaf chick.
I'll end the show, your return show this. I promise you, you're in the co-host for that. We're doing a collab review for American Gladiators. Look for that. Until next week, No Mercy Post Show, Slam Pigs Podcast. Have a good one.
Oi!